Google Sennheiser HD650 and you will see an ocean of reviews. So let's add one more to the mix, shall we? Welcome to Russell Rice Reviews. Today we are reviewing the king of headphones, the Sennheiser HD650. If we analyze the reviews of this headphone, you will see two common sentiments. 87% of users say that it is the definition of neutral, and the remaining 13% say that it needs more bass. I belong to the majority who believe that Sennheiser found what neutral sound means. I just pulled those statistics out of my ass, by the way. Those are completely made up. So, in audio, what does neutral mean? It's going to be different for everybody, of course, but to me, it means never having to turn up the volume to hear something. Usually what happens is this, right? You listen to a song, you notice that the vocals are recessed. So what you do is you turn up the volume so you could hear the vocals better. Problem solved, right? Not quite. Because since you increased the volume, everything else became louder. And now the cymbals are attacking your eardrums, right? So the adjustment of the volume is not really a great solution. Now, I never had that problem with the HD650. Everything is on there, audible at the right volume, like God intended. Now, you might be thinking, but wouldn't EQ fix that? Answer is yes, of course. But to me, that's another issue, because if you are going to spend more than $100 on a pair of headphones, they better be good as is, right? No mods necessary, no equalizer necessary. And I know finding that headphone is tough, it's expensive, and it's time consuming, but that is the point of this hobby, isn't it? It's the thrill of finding that headphone that you don't need to EQ, that you like straight out of the box. Okay, let's inspect the HD650. So this headphone was introduced in 2003. It is 20 years old now, and it's still one of the more popular headphones in the sub $500 price range. The staying power, it tells you that this headphone is pretty, well, legendary. Now, this is the box that it ships in, and I gotta tell you, this was a bit of a letdown, because if you would Google the old HD650 box, I'm sure you'd agree that it looks more premium. It says here that it is designed and engineered in Germany, made in Romania. Now, old HD650s were made in Ireland, and I don't know if there's a difference between Ireland-made and the Romania-made units of the HD650. It is an open-back headphone, which means it offers no noise isolation. It is over-ear, meaning it sits around your ears. Headband is a combination of plastic and metal. It feels sturdy. I usually set the headband adjustment at 8 clicks. What do I mean by that? Here. There, 8 clicks, because I have a huge head. There's foam on the headband, which feels comfy, and it helps distribute the weight of the headphone. The ear cups, let me just get them closer to you. The ear cups are huge. There's metal mesh outside, and on the other side you can find the right and left markings somewhere here on the inside. They're subtle, but they're there. The ear pads are soft and comfortable, but I recommend using them if you are in a well-ventilated or cool environment, because they can get hot, and when they get hot, you get sweaty ears. The detachable cables are chunky, and you need to be careful when you are connecting them to the headphone, because let me show you why. All right, because you see that there are 2 pins there. All right, there you go, 2 pins, and these 2 pins are of different sizes. So you want to make sure that you are careful when connecting them to the headphone. This cable is 3 meters long. Now, some people might see that as a problem, but if you are strategic about it, that cable length can allow you to get up from your workstation, get a cold beverage, come back, sit down, all without having to remove the headphone. So you just have to be smart about it. The cable ends with this 1/4 inch plug. So you know that this headphone means business. But Sennheiser is nice enough to provide us with this adapter. Okay, so you still have the option to go 3.5 millimeter. Impedance is at 300 ohms, and while it can be driven by a phone, you will want a headphone amplifier to make the HD650 sing. There's no carrying pouch, which is Sennheiser's way of telling us to keep your HD650 at home. Overall, like most things engineered by Germans, this feels sturdy. Now the sound. Now, many people say the HD650 lacks bass. They're correct, of course, but to me, I think the amount of bass that I'm getting is enough. It's the right amount. I personally, I don't need my headphones to sound like I'm in the club or something. With the HD650, the bass is not, in your face. It's there. It's subtle and nice in the background where it should be. Again, that's just me. But for songs that do require bass, the 650 can dig deep, right? Make no mistake about it. For example, let me just look at my notes. In Zach Hamzy's Mind Heist, if you're familiar with that song, that's the music in the movie Inception's trailer. So there's lots of bass there, right? If you remember that song, I can say that there's no shortage on the low end. Another example is from Daft Punk's Fragments of Time. In particular, that section from 2 minutes 44 seconds to 3 minutes 35 seconds. There's aggressive bass guitar there, and here it sounds tight and controlled. However, I will admit that for something like Katy Perry's Dark Horse, I kind of get why people would say that the bass on the 650 is on the anemic side. So yes, the 650 can go deep and give you quality bass, but yeah, it's not a headphone for the bass head. The mids, the vocals in particular, is where the 650 excels. It's like using software that moves the vocals closer to you. Female vocals particularly sound good, exceptionally good. When I got this, the first thing I listened to was "What Is Love" by Twice, and I remember, I was going through a phase then. I remember thinking Sana's H sounds can be easily heard at the end of her sentences in the chorus, and the K sounds that Hayley Williams produces when she says "ticking like a clock" became, I don't know, special. And I know these are the details that we don't pay attention to, right? I just noticed them when I started using these. And yeah, I know you're probably thinking, why are we talking about consonant sounds now? So yeah, guitars then. If you like guitar-based music, you're gonna love this. The rhythm guitar, for example, in Coheed and Cambria's "The Suffering," sounds so clear here. And usually, the rhythm guitars there sound harsh or muddled when I use other headphones, or they're just buried. But here, they are presented so clearly. Another example, also from Coheed, is in the song Welcome Home. In the guitar solo from 3 minutes 57 seconds to 4 minutes 7 seconds, you can clearly hear the guitars in two channels. Usually it's just on the right. And if you want to hear the guitars on both channels, you have to pay attention. You have to pay close attention. But here they can easily be heard. So that was nice when I first experienced that. When I was rediscovering my music. Okay, now the treble. The HD650's treble is presented very well too. I don't think it's emphasized at all because some headphones do that. Some headphones highlight the treble to add clarity or to show detail retrieval. I don't think the 650 does that. Guess you could say it doesn't cheat. If you are used to headphones with lots of treble, though, you might find yourself missing that extra sizzle with the hi-hats. I know I did. Soundstage is meh, and that's it. Okay, so don't expect wide soundstage from these. Okay, so to sum up, the HD650 is one of the best headphones in the reference category. It focuses on the mids, and it does a very good job at that. The mids, as you probably know, is where most of the music is, and the clarity that you get here is just amazing. It's bonkers. And in addition to the impressive sound, the build quality really does inspire confidence. And you get both of that, the great sound and the sturdy feel at a price that's not stupidly expensive. And to me, it really is the king of headphones. It's so good. Other headphone manufacturers try their best to dethrone it. From Audio Technica, for example. All right, they have their own reference headphone, the R70X. From AKG, you have this one. From AKG, you have the K712. And I'm sure other headphone manufacturers have their own entries to the reference category. But really, guys, the 650 is one of the finest audio equipment that you can get. Thanks for watching.